Go. I do believe we're live, so I'll say indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here again on another conscious evolution, another opportunity for us to consider techniques that help stability. There's a technique that I have been applying very rigorously in my own personal journey. And it's this one where, depending on what experience you're going through, undepending of what experience you're going through, no matter what experience you're going through, you breathe in. Yo, Dan, good morning to you, bro. You breathe in, and then you hold that breath, and then you imagine green. Right? You just imagine energy of green. Sometimes it's like emeralds for me. Sometimes it's like little thin blades of lime green grass. Sometimes I just imagine looking out at the forest and just seeing the tree line, right? And then after you have almost like placed that green energy on this thing that's causing you, mental anguish, pain, suffering, whatever, right? You breathe it out. And it's surprising how well it works. It's one of the techniques that I learned doing the hemisync tapes. And it's one of the techniques. There's techniques for healing your body. There's techniques for doing feats of strength. There's techniques for identifying on your physical person what is not operating properly and then doing something about it. There's techniques of using a light rod that you create in your mind, and then you empty that rod out, and then you look through it to remote view things as well. And it's interesting how I feel like I have unconsciously been applying some of these techniques in my life for the last couple of years, and now coming back to it, it's like they have even more place in my toolkit. Dan is teaching us techniques. The best technique for stability is to build in triangles. Triangles create an equal load balance between all three pressure points. I can cover truss bridges if we need to. No, I think we'll be good. Yes, stability in bridges is a little bit different than stability in personhood, isn't it? Yeah. It is interesting to notice how what it is we are seems to be emotional. Good morning. What are we talking about? Lucid dreaming something? Near. Not exactly. I think it could be applied for lucid dreaming as well, probably. Right? I don't think these techniques discriminate. They they are pretty accessible to all of us. Right. It's mostly breath work, actually, Sam. Taking in energy. Imagining the energy of green. And then let that green energy, like a compassionate heart, just hold whatever it is you're going through. Not now. I would like to talk about some of the teachings of Terence McKenna, specifically what he believed about human emotion, what it's for, why it is we feel, and why it's important. I also, to almost give us a little bit of a direction in which it is I want to grow today, want to teach us some techniques. You don't have to necessarily pull from Terence McKenna's database directly, but see if he has suggested any techniques, but techniques in general that help us create more stability inside ourselves despite heightened emotions. True. Run. That's some real shit show. I run a lot during stressful periods of life. I think the running force is the breath work. There you go. Terence McKenna has a vibe. He's one of my favorite teachers, and he's the one that's been very much on my mind as well with this whole like breath as a tool, and emotions as almost like the real quality of humanity that arises from our personhood. One thing I've done before with discomfort is to focus in on where it is while using breath work. And I've gotten relief from that. There you go, Nancy. I think you're sharing the same principle that I'm trying to share with our community today. Like that's one of the techniques that I've been using as well, right? So it's as you said, like you do breath work, but at the height of your breath, you imagine green energy surrounding, as you said, that point that the discomfort is in. You focus directly on that discomfort and then you just like put green on it. Right? And again, I have so much success. So like ridiculous amounts of like peace begotteth my brain. And I was like, what? I can have this much peace. It was so nice. So yeah, I feel like you're already on the right track on that actually, Nancy. Whenever I work with green paint on a canvas, it's always a bully. It takes over, it spreads, it changes other colors. Green just has this obnoxious, pervasive kind of energy. Green is also the color associated with heart chakra. Things to consider. That's what I'm actually considering, right? That's the way that I see it, at least. That's why the green energy works. Is because, as you said, it is kind of pervasive. It's like, you know what? I'm going to go all over this place, And then it maybe covers, displaces all of the discomfort, potentially. Hello from Portugal, brother. I'm still learning English, but I'm still talking through translation. Gayus, you are welcome here, friend. You should be able to send messages in your native language, and I would potentially be able to understand it through translation features on my side as well. So, you're Malish Maveri, but it could help. I would like to hear what you have to say. It does give the cortisol a place to go. Running does help for sure. I don't run much myself. Are you saying believed in past tense because he is no longer with us? Or that it's just news? Oh, that has been around a while. Terence McKenna hasn't been around for a long time. Since the 1990s. He died somewhere in 1990, 1994, 1996, unfortunately. I've been meaning to practice yoga in a more disciplined way. Just keep making excuses. So I'm sharing it here for accountability. I'll join tomorrow morning. Please, Dan, please do join the yoga. I would love to have you there. Bro, how to make beats. Learn rhythm, right? Learn that most music is booms and claps, right? Right? Just learn with booms and claps, learn variation, learn timing, and then you're off to the races. Yash power. Hell edits, bro from India. Hello to you. Bro, are there energetic barriers between you and yoga? Does practice require you to move furniture or other shit first? Really good question that Sam is actually asking, because if you do have to move stuff, makes it hard. Timing for sure. Yeah. I like that Tom was like, yeah. Learn music theory. Don't even touch a computer until you can tell me the circle of fifths. That's also a way, right? No lie. You have to learn theory if you want to compose. I don't know if that's true, Dad. I think it probably helps. However, technically, I compose when playing this thing just freestyle, right? And I won't say that I'm the best, right? But you can make music without knowing how to compose or understanding music theory. I just think it's a matter of like passion. That's going to be the biggest driving factors. Like if you really want to make music, get obsessed. Get obsessed. And then in your obsession, you will learn music theory, as Dan says, and it would help. Promise. Pinky promise. Hi, Nan, Dan, MeltMore. You are the best. Thank you for that. That's nice, Hoopy Hoops. Welcome, bro. It's nice having you here with us. No lie, you have to learn theory. There it is. Do you want Rick Beato on YouTube? I don't know Rick Beato personally. Yes, but that instrument is tuned to a specific key, Melt. It's very different than a piano or a guitar. I think you're very right. All right, I think you're very right on that. I don't think it's as easy just picking up a guitar and starting to make sounds that sound good. Yeah, practice. Practice is probably the best answer that seems to be coming out of here. All right, let's see. This thing gave me some breathwork exercises. It gives me box breathing. I know box breathing. You don't have to tell me how to box breathe. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, so let's see. Terence McKenna's philosophy offered a fascinating lens through which to view human emotions. Kalimba is more like a harmonica, however, your improvisations are intentional because you've got a good handle on it. Yeah. It's as you said. It's practice for me too in that way. All right, like I had to practice to get comfortable with the little instrument. Same thing with a drum though, right? You can make music just with a drum. Right, and that still would be music. Just think it like I want people to just make something, right? Learn how to freaking beatbox, you know. Snap your fingers in a rhythm, right? Just get good at that part. All right, a fascinating lens through which to view human emotions. While he was most famous for his theories on psychedelics and the evolution of consciousness. At the absolute core of his message was a concept that he called the felt presence of the immediate experience. It's one of my favorite lines of his. I say it a lot. You friends have heard me say it a lot. Live into the felt fact of your immediate experience. Tomo, sorry I missed ya. Tomo, dear friend, we love ya. Dan, don't you know how to beatbox, Dan? I'm sure Dan does know how to beatbox. All right. To understand what McKenna believed about human emotions, you have to look at how he viewed modern society. He argued that we live in a dominator culture. True, unfortunately. That actively tries to alienate us from our own feelings. Modern marketing, media, and our social structures want to turn us into passive consumers who look outward for fulfillment. What emotions are for and why we feel. In McKenna's view, emotion is the ultimate truth teller and deconditioning agent. The music guy, right? The primary compass. McKenna argued that feeling is primary, while ideas are secondary. We have been taught by modern culture to filter our lives through rigid intellectual concepts, definitions, and especially social expectations. Emotion is the raw, unedited feedback mechanism of our organism. It tells you the truth about your environment before your mind can rationalize it. A tool for reconnection. He famously remarked that if we could feel what we are doing, then we would stop doing it. He believed that human beings are capable of destructive behavior, both towards the planet and especially each other, precisely because we have numbed our emotional bandwidth. Feeling deeply is what reconnects us to nature and to our human communities. The antidote to alienation. McKenna acknowledged that if you are paying attention, living in modern society will cause a certain level of anxiety, grief, and alienation. He didn't view these heightened emotions as pathologies to be suppressed or sedated. He viewed them as proof that we are awake. Feeling deeply means your golem shell is cracking and your soul is trying to find its way back to authenticity. growing through the waves, building inner stability. If you want to grow today, hello. Whispers of memories. It's been a while since seeing you here. Welcome back. McKenna reminds me of Ram Dass on intuitive versus rational thinking. I think both of them had such beautiful perspectives to share, right? That technically Ram Dass pulled away completely from the psychedelic community, and Terence McKenna integrated completely into that kind of perspective. How are you? I'm doing good, Whispers. Feeling lekker, lekker, lekker. We're learning about our emotions today and the techniques that we can use to stabilize, right? Not numb, not alienate, not trying to get away from, but stabilize, right? Have that overarching view being like, yeah, I understand why it is I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I also want to join. Come and sit here with us. Here's space for you. If you want to grow today by creating more internal stability amidst heightened emotions, it helps to balance McKenna's philosophy of allowing the experience with practical somatic techniques that keep you from capsizing. McKenna didn't teach traditional mindfulness, but he asked how to handle overwhelming and terrifying experiences, whether on a psychedelic journey or just in daily life. His ultimate directives were incredibly simple and grounded in philosophy. His main directive is keep breathing, keep looking. You hear that, Duan Zella or Duanazel? You keep breathing and you keep looking, okay? One of these days you'll see. Bro is preaching from GPT. No, this is actually Terence McKenna, right? This is one of my favorite teachers. Not GPT directly. I am using a transformer, technically, right? A language model. However, it's still up to us to interpret these teachings. And I did come into this space, right, sharing my own perspective that I do believe that emotions is something very important about our human experience. It's very easy for us to believe it's wrong. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't be. I don't want to. I think that's the biggest one even. I don't want to feel this way. And then you add your feeling here, right? And I feel just like bringing ourselves back to understanding that this society that we live in is in part reason for us to keep so much locked away, right? All of that internalizing, that's a word that has been, very present. So much internalizing, right? Just like the emotional body screaming on the inside. How do you stabilize that? All right. Maybe you can tell us, cyberspace media. You seem like you're very smart and well adjusted. We're all going to take your advice next. You start by saying boots and cats, boots and cats. Next, you remove the vowels and you're beatboxing. There it is. Danny's a musician producer. He also interviews musicians. Because he knows theory and composition, he can break down songs and explain what's going on and explain why a song sounds the way that it does. I've seen some creators like that as well, actually, and actually super cool to see how music works. Recently, I found out, this is something that Andrew showed me, that harmonies, if you slow them down enough, right, harmonies that sound good to our ears sound like beats if they're very slow. Right? You know what I mean? Like literally. If you take and like go and search this, how are harmonies beats when slowed down or something like that, and you'll find some media. But a harmony that doesn't sound good to your ear, if you slow it down to hear the beats of that note, all right, it will go like, all right, not very nice to listen to. However, a harmony sped up that sounds good would be like, which is very interesting to me. I'm like, oh, we can hear the beats. A harmony is like the higher dimensional experience, right, of like the lower dimensional beat variation. And if that beat variation is not stable or fun to listen to or easy to predict mathematically, then it doesn't sound good to us. All right. Very interesting. It's too deep to express. Oh, yeah. As a master of psychology, I can understand. We arrived in June 6th. We have arrived in June 6th. Good morning. Good morning to you, Darren. My sister's birthday is in 3 days. That's the root of. Did I miss some? I like skipped. That's the root of the whole thing. I don't want to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Darren. Who made the thoughts you're having now cipher? Who, really? Are you the originator, or is the media you consume responsible? You are not even the author of your own thoughts. I don't know, but I think society is brainwashing people. What's your take on it? I mean, that's literally what we're talking about. That's what we were talking about just earlier, cyberspace media. So now you're like, I don't know, but I think, and then you say the things that we're talking about, right? Precisely. Let me read this a little bit to you. Here he goes. It goes. He argued that we live in a dominator culture, right? Our society as it is right now is dominating, that actively tries to alienate us from our own feelings. Modern marketing, our media, and our social structures, society, as you said, wants to turn us into passive consumers who look outward for fulfillment, right? And it doesn't have to be true, but it does give us some perspective like, damn, have I been looking outward for my fulfillment? How much of my outward looking for fulfillment is my own choice? How much of it is my conditioning? Right? And then we learn. That's cool, Melt, about the harmonies, right? Let me see if I can show you this actually. How harmonies are satisfying beats when you slow them down. I wonder if I'm gonna find that video. It's an old like TED Talk-esque. Is it this guy? No. I'm rooking. I'm rooking, but I know find. Probably gonna have a hard time. I should ask Andrew for that link. It is so interesting, right? And again, all music is basically frequency, right? So that frequency has a doop, 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 right? And if you slow down a melody or a harmony, slow down enough, you can listen to those individual doops, 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 right? And the more satisfying the doop doops, the more satisfying the harmony on the higher end. That's basically the knowledge, the wisdoms. But that wasn't what we're talking about today. Wow. Yes, that's true, Mel. There we go. Dan knows. That's because when you slow a wave down enough, you can hear the individual wave cycles. Exactly. Yeah. And individual wave cycles that are satisfying when they're sped up again sound like good harmonies. Harmonies and beats are shirt. Are shirt so that they are pleasing. If not, then the composer usually changes them. True. I said shirt. I didn't mean shirt. I mean structure. Stereotype people, yes. Wow, consumerism, politics. Wow, cyber media. You seem like you have so much good to add, right? I believe in manifestation. That's good. That's good. Yeah. Maybe talk about that. Maybe tell us about your techniques of manifesting, right? Then you can add some good to this space. I believe my happiness is the top most priority for me. And you'd be right, Whisper. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a current day equivalent to Terence McKenna. If anyone knows someone like that, please share. Yeah, he's very much in a league of his own. Right? He was genius. Like he was an actual genius. He understood chemistry on a level that most people don't. Right? And then he, from that place, went into conscious evolution. Right? So he saw it very much, I think, of like a chemical engineer perspective. You know, how do we chemically engineer humanity into conscious evolution? Yeah, cyberspace media is true. I can listen, I can satisfy. Basically, not what you're talking about. Right, you were sounding like a metronome. The math shit behind music is wild too. For example, an A4 note is at 440 hertz. Half that frequency and you have an A3 at 202 hertz. Double it and you have an A5 at 880 hertz. Yeah, what do you think about the whole 440 hertz, dude? Right. Why are we not at 432 instead? You believe in that stuff? That they manipulated music to keep us lower conscious vibrationings? Let me know, Dan. I'm curious, especially since you understand that part of the music. The directive: keep breathing and keep looking. When a wave of intense emotion hits you, the ego's default reaction is to contract, to resist, or to try and run away intellectually. Isn't that something that Joe said at the start of the stream? That's hilarious. Yeah. Or try to run away intellectually. Terence McKenna's advice for navigating intense psychological terrain was a two-part anchor. Do listening to frequencies work? I do something that's called hemisync, right? Where they play two differing frequencies in each of your ears. And then your brain, by combining these frequencies, starts creating this oscillating wave, right? So if I'm like listening to 100 hertz on this side and 104 hertz on this side, in my mind arises a 4 hertz frequency. Vom, 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 vom. It's pretty neat. And yes, I'd like to say that it does in fact work. Whatever work means to you could be different, but it's just almost like a call to awareness. It makes your brain sync up a little bit. Before your stream, I was listening to Keith Jarrett and Chick Corea. Definitely not lower vibrations. Musical artists. I hope that you know that I'm not saying that all music brings us low. I'm just thinking about the whole frequencies thing. I don't really know. I think that's a slight detuning of the scales would not have any effect, especially when you consider that we only hear A4 at 332 hertz anyway. Yeah, I think me and Dan are kind of like in the same. I think like it would be probably better for you to just skip back and hear it again, hoopty hoops. Yes, they're musical artists. Check out. Thank you, Nancy, for sharing their names with us too. We got Kid D. Hey, Kid D. Get not ignored, oh. Get not ignored right now. But most of music even heals when we feel upset or heartbroken. Yeah, unless you listen to music that's about being upset and heartbroken, then you can get more upset and heartbroken. All right, I'll read this bit again. When a wave of intense emotion hits, the ego's default reaction is to contract, to resist, or to try and run away intellectually. Hello, Ahmed. Welcome back, friend, with a new name even. What's the word today? Today's word is stability. Like stabilizing. Finding yourself stabilizing. Detuning is commonly used in music production as a way to create width in the mix. A dead mouse chord, for example, is like 16 saw waves all played at slightly detuned versions of the same note. This is called voicing. That time, motivation music is best. True. I was always told that there were certain frequencies that could influence your feelings and mood. Now I'm gonna have to look it up and try. Hopefully I'll skip that one that makes my mad feelings. Tomo, I wish you good luck. Go and look at the hemisync stuff, right? All of that stuff is kind of like designed to calm you down, right? Literally to put you in a state of being that allows you to be more open, right, to all of the frequencies that you have access to within you, right? Getting to experience that you are more than just a human being or a body. My mom's car has stabilization. Yeah, and you do too. How neat is that, Kid? It makes a lot of sense because we hear sounds IRL, it's not perfectly tuned. It's true, right? If you had to, and maybe we can do that even. What are they called? Sound. Spectrum. analyzer. Yeah, spectrum analyzers. This is the one that has the most downloads. I guess this is the one I'm getting. Burp. Dunzo. Fine. I guess you do need me microphone. Right. There we go. I was hoping for a readout, but this is fine. Every single time I talk, I don't just talk in one frequency. Right. There's a whole band. Yeah. Yeah, most of my frequency seems to be between the 130 and 400, no, between 70 and 140 hertz. I was not looking for this one specifically. I was hoping for the one that actually does a readout as you keep going. RF analyzer. This one looks like it could be better. The tuner. Let's try this one instead. Because I think this creates a clearer image. Like just seeing bars go up, it's not that impressive to me personally. You don't need that, dude, near. You don't need none of that. Skip, please. Demodulation. Oh, man, it's not gonna let me. I had an app before that allowed me to see this stuff. But I'm probably gonna have to figure out what it's called again. We'll try again. This time just frequency analyzer. Nope. This one ain't it. Let's see if this one's gonna do it for me. No, this one ain't it either. It's a bit cooler, but it's not exactly right. It's still doing bars. If this thing was reading out, right, you would be able to see lines where I literally like pitch change my voice. This one, see details. Yes, this one is the one. It's gonna work. This one is gonna work. Nice. Sound analyzer, basic. There we go. Now there should be a readout. Right, this is what I was looking for. So if I that's what Dan was talking about. Right, our voices output frequency on multiple different spectrums at the same time. So yeah, even our voices are not just perfectly tuned. It's this whole spectrum essentially that you're creating every single time you say anything, which is really neat. You can literally encode imagery. You can encode messages into sound waves that way, where if you just listen to that, you won't understand what it looks like. But if you have a readout like that, you would suddenly see something arise from it. There we go. All right, I had some fun with sounds. Perfectly tuned, fake G-Wagon, fight or flight reflex when you were threatened, very primitive. Can bring out violent behavior in some, true. Oh no, it wasn't better. Probably I have issues with my reversing time. Amazing, love is true. Remish, song like it, Sonia, welcome. I remember when I was in therapy, my therapist would use something similar to that you're talking about, Mel. I had some therapy like that as well at some point, actually. Way before I ever got into the MSync tapes. What's up, Crisis? We got Izzy's kid saying hello to bro. Should be making music someday. I'll leave it to Dan for now. Melt, any other suggestions as to what would be better for me? I'm not exactly one to give suggestions necessarily about what is better for you. You know the basics, Dream Tooth. You mentioned that you've been sleeping a little bit better, all right? So I'm happy that you're doing that. But I'm sure you got it though. You so got this. I'm just sharing perspective today. You really like colors. I do. I really do like colors. The way that Nancy spelled it though. Not the way that you filthy English people spelled it with your extra letters. Good morning. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Melt, look up the video, drawing mushrooms on an oscillator. I think I've seen that one actually. Then, have you seen the music and sand vibrations experiment? I have. I would love to actually do some of that myself, where you can even, like, with a microphone, tune those sand things with your voice. And you can see the sand change the same way that those frequencies do. Zoe sounds like he's being a good girl. Yeah, he was. I think you like jinxed it a little bit, Tomo. Dan, I have seen the mushroom art. Where are you from? Mars, you've asked before. So I will not let you know again. You should try it. All right. Getting back to this. 2 anchors. All right. Instead of running away from our emotions, there are 2 anchors. One anchor is keep breathing. The other anchor is keep looking. Keep breathing. It goes deep, deliberate respiration signals your nervous system that despite what the mind thinks, the biological body is safe. It prevents the panic response from locking up your physiology. And then keep looking. Instead of turning away from fear, anger, or grief, turn towards it. Treat the emotion as an object of immense curiosity. Observe its shape, its temperature, and where it sits in your body. By looking at it objectively, you shift from being the emotion to being the witness of the emotion. That's pretty good advice. I'll take it. You should get a plaque. Always teach a parrot to swear at the neighbors so they can be more mad at the bird than you. I'm chill with the bird. Bird's a good bird. All right. He ate most of his vegetables, I'm sure. He was super stoked about that, and he was pretty calm for the most part. I have 43 minutes that I'll continue to stream for. Then I'm going to leave. Somatic anchoring. Is this thing saying high protein grounding? Yes, I am reading right. When emotions are heightened, our energy shoots upward into racing thoughts, tension in our jaws, and a racing heart. To stabilize, you need to deliberately bring your body down into the densest parts of your physical body. Try a heavy physical compression. Press your feet flat into the floor, squeeze your thighs and your glute muscles for 5 seconds, and then release. This simple action forces your brain to remap its attention to your large muscle groups, physically pulling you out of an emotional spiral. That one I haven't done too much, but that is a good one, right? Like the way that I used to do it as a young person is clenching my fists and then letting go of it. You do feel. Yo, what's good, Shabu? Shabu shoo. Ba-ba-doo-da-boop, boop. Hey, Shabu, it's nice having you. Sending you blessings. Twat? Twat indeed. All right, somatic anchoring, high protein grounding, flexing your muscles. Flex! Once you get too emotional, how about you flex? How about you do squats, right? Redirect your minds like to control physical muscles. Yes. And then box breathing is another one. But we know the box breathing one. And then there's a quote from Terence McKenna that goes, "The cost of sanity in this society is a certain level of alienation. Reclaim your mind and get it out of the hands of the cultural engineers." Heightened emotions aren't a design flaw, they are part of the rich, chaotic tapestry of direct human experience. The goal isn't to become a numb, unfeeling rock but rather to become a skilled navigator who can ride the waves without losing their center. To hear McKenna elaborate on how language, direct human connection, and raw feelings interact to validate our shared human experience, you can listen to this archival audio clip discussing the language of emotion. In this talk, he explores how rare, genuine one-to-one human connection has become and why reclaiming it is essential for our collective progress. It is something that I want to place more focus on. Trend, I went and clicked on the video. So what's today's topic of discussion? Stability. Right. Today's topic is techniques of stabilizing. Right. And now we've learned a few. Box breathing is one of them, right? Where you just breathe. 4 seconds in, hold. 4 seconds, release. 4 seconds out, hold. 4 seconds. 4 seconds in, right? Just doing that will calm you down. Looking, right? Turning towards our hurt emotions, not letting it consume us, but really becoming, seeing it as an object of curiosity. That's the line, right? Being like, why is it that I feel this way? Maybe I can learn something about myself by looking, right? And then you do. And then the other technique that I didn't think about suggesting is flexing, right? Literally using your body, the literal grounded part of yourself, to stabilize yourself by grounding into the physical form that you're at. From experience, the times I've needed to barf, it just makes it worse resisting the barfing. Just going with it is less painful than resisting it. Same with emotions. That's good. That's really good, Nancy. You're completely right. I've at least noticed that on myself. If I compress or suppress my emotional state, it makes me more and more frustrated, right? It's like I get angry, right? Now I'm not just sad. Now I'm angry about how sad I am. And now I'm sad that I'm so angry. And now I'm angry about being sad, about being angry and sad. Just say something. I think that might be why people clench their jaws when they're angry. So they can be more thoughtful about that anger. Yeah, I think it is kind of like that. Maybe it's unintentional. Maybe we understand these techniques physically already, intrinsically. But almost like giving ourselves these as tools, I think is the best way forward. As well, Darren, I saw a dubstep DJ sound check his system with that mushroom video. Nice. Tomo, that's a good point. Noticing the anger and then where you feel it. It is helpful. Nancy, we're on the same page about barfing. You just feel better afterwards at a bar than have that lead in your stomach. Yeah, I thought sound check was mic check. Was he returning the frequencies? I mean, if you're a really good sound engineer, you have the same kind of song or the same frequencies that you output every single time you do your setup and you're at front of house, because you know how it's supposed to sound, right? And then after you listen, you adjust, right? And listening to something like the mushroom video, it outputs very stable frequencies, right? Or at least it gets to the output of a stable frequency to show you a picture on a oscilloscope. You can listen to that, and if it doesn't sound right, you can try and correct it. You can mic check as well, right? If the voice sounds good, but it doesn't necessarily mean the frequencies are right. It's not easy to control how you feel about things, but it is important to control how you act upon those feelings. There we go. Another thing to help us stabilize. Tomo Karm, thank you for adding to this collective knowledge. Love you, man. Hope you're having a great day, my corny twin. My bad, cornball twin. Hey, Nexum. Welcome back, friend. It's nice having you here. Your presence continues to be appreciated. Beep boop. Say anything. Even see suddenly something arise from it. Nan, I love what you said about emotions. Thanks. It's nice, Hoopy. Nan, he just played the video through his system. It was kind of like a sound check set operating thing, set opener thing. You can imagine a crowd full of people on a trip watching that with super heavy low end on the audio. Yeah. Extra womp womps. Transcending the historical model, McKenna suggests that we move beyond the current patriarchal, uniform culture, comparing it to the Buddhist metaphor of leaving the raft behind once one has crossed the river of enlightenment. How about that? The role of psychedelics. He posits, that psychedelic experience are a powerful tool for this transition. They help individuals pass through the clinging flame of ego and self-interrogation, fostering a visceral, spontaneous sense of responsibility for the biosphere and for one another. Oh yeah, sometimes it does that. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm responsible. Language and ontologies. The evolution of communication requires us to move beyond psychobabble towards new ways of expressing thoughts and feelings. He envisions ontological transformations where we develop proto-languages like chanting or toning that bypasses the need for culturally validated dictionaries to communicate our raw emotions. I don't know about that one, Terrence. I don't know about that one, bro. Maybe. But I think we're going to probably get to a point where we're direct brain to brain communicating before we're going to go, I just let you know how I feel, okay? I appreciate you, brother. You're very inspiring. Love is true, Nexum. All you see in me is what's in you, bro. The corniness of it, the inspirationals, right? I am but a reflection, like a mirror that I put down in front of you every day. Come and see yourself. Lol, you make my day, John Prince. I'll make it more, dude. Sending you love. By the time the audience is there, they've already balanced the mix and shit. Those set intros are typically just a quick smoke test. We would have guessed they were talking the whole time. Who would have guessed they were talking the whole time? The mushrooms. Yeah. I mean, the synthesizers hit buttons depending on electrical differentials. So they probably do talk, but not the way that we think they do, right? Would I be willing to connect my consciousness with the fungal network? Tune into what they're saying. I probably would lose my mind because they're probably saying stuff that I don't understand. See you soon, Whisper. Like to be here. I enjoyed it a lot. Love to you. Thank you for showing up. And then one more one. The importance of direct connection. McKenna laments that genuine one-to-one conversation is increasingly undervalued and replaced by mediated and packaged interaction. He emphasizes that profound personal insights, often validated by great literature like Proust, needs to be shared directly between humans to facilitate real progress. Yeah. You know, and I feel like we're trying to do a microcosm of that in this space. It's like. It isn't, but it's like person-to-person communication, right? Bro needs more viewers. I don't need anything, cyberspace media. I need nothing, right? Literally. Everything else is extra. I have gone beyond and I have looked into the void and I have found myself there, right? Calm. Literally, right? Think about what I'm saying. Because it's possible for you too. It's not, I'm so grand. It's just like a perspective that I have come to. I went into a float tank. Sensory deprivation float tank, cyberspace media, where you get put in a box, and that box is filled with high salt content water, probably magnesium or Epsom salts, right? Then Before you get into said vat, you shower your body. Make sure you're clean. And then that water is at your skin temperature. And then you lay there with your ears covered in water. And of course, the box is completely blackened out like this. Not a sliver of light that can come in. And then you meditate in that space, in that darkness. And you'll find yourself very familiar with the void. And I did. I completely disappeared. And the only thing that remained is peace. Contentment. Oh, it was so content. I was so like, oh, what more do I need than nothing? I said to myself. And then they brought me back out of it because they were like, your hour is up. Oh, you've had enough nothing. Oh, come on. I could have had more nothing. I could have stayed there for 10 hours, just floating in the void of space. And I came back to this reality being like, oh my goodness, there's so much. And I'm grateful for it. You're welcome. Sorry I spaced it on your thank you. That's nice. Love is true. The only thing Melt needs is a sick baseline cyberspace. And I already got him covered. Yeah. Perm? Oh yeah. I spent 17 hours perming my hair in the mornings. Yep. That's what I do. Go and look at my previous content. You'll see I've been spending 17 hours for as long as I've existed on the interwebs. Every day. Even when I'm at festivals, I make sure to perm my hair. Now we sip into your coffee. I'm not even having either. I'm going to not consume anything today. I'm talking about the whole I need nothing perspective. I still had coffee left from yesterday, and then I had a sip of it, and then I was like, it has honey in it. So I put it away because I didn't drink the sip. I spat it out like a savage. But I ain't gonna consume no calories. I need to get back to a decent weight again. I have gained lots of weight really quickly. Most of it is water weight and like some of it's fat. So I'm gonna cut it down with intention. Blushing in the sky. My intention is to like give my body a break. I definitely have been overdoing my eating window, right? My poor body is just like, sir, please. And I'm like, no, don't sir, please me. I'm eating this piece of chicken now, or whatever I say to myself. It's savage. Spitting it out. It was kind of savage. No, I'm not gonna read that one. Wood Ice and Border Patrol successfully funded. God bless America. Is this news? A Terp Slurp? Are you sharing news with us? Have they got successfully funded? Who are they funded by? Who's funding them? Savage Saturdays. Did you get your free 50 joules from YouTube? Can't say that I did. Can't say that I did. I guess I could, right? I think they do give you stuff like here. No, I don't know. No, I'm not good at YouTubing. Just been a YouTuber for the last 5 years. Still bad at it though. Terp, I wouldn't do that in here. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to rustle my feathers, bro. I am unrustleable. Hello, birdie. You want out? Yeah, it's been good. Hello, Zoe. Hello, Zobertius. Zobertius. Hello. Hello, Zoe.
Hello.
Hello. Come on. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. What you doing? What you doing, baby?
Oh.
Here, step on more. There you go. That's a good bird. That's a good bird. What's this? What'd this be? You're like, I'll bite them cards. You want to help me pull a card? Yeah? You want to help me? All right. I'm going to flare this out for you. And then you're going to pick one. Pick one. Pick one of these. You're going to pick one. Look. Pick one. It's like, what am I doing here? What you wanna do?
You're a good girl.
You are a good girl, baby. You wanna give me a kiss? Thank you. That's nice. All right. One of you tell me to stop.
You're a good girl.
You're a good girl. Maybe the next time you say something, I'll stop.
You're a good girl.
That counts. Ooh. Look at that, Zoe. Wow. The Antakanara. Pulled an Antakanara. What? Is it scaring you? Wow. What? What? It's not that scary. It's just an Antakanara. Look. Look. It's an Antakanara. Bro, you can crack peanut shells for a living.
You're a good girl.
Do birds earn a living? This one could. We should like start monetizing you, Zoe. We should start like posting you on the interwebs. Have you earn your own keep, dude. Meld, is that the thing you said was the gateway to the self? I've been trying you for this answer for a hot minute. The Antakanara is like a kind of gateway to the self, yeah. I saw you using the Antakanara on one of your thumbnails the other day. Right? So, here it is. It's a bridge. Bridge is a better word. Instead of gateway, bridge. Right? It's a ancient healing and meditation symbol that has been used in Tibet and China for thousands of years. It's part of the spiritual anatomy that connects your physical brain and your higher self. Hoopty hoops. What the fuck is going on right now? What am I seeing? You were seeing it, bro. You were seeing. Look. Look and see. Click the gift icon, press send. Any gift, you get 50 joules gift. Nice. Thank you. I'll get you out in a second, okay? The bromance, love is true. What is the age of your beautiful parrot? He is 30 years old. He's 30 years old. He's older than me. This dude has existed on planet Earth longer than I have. You want to go bye-bye? Thank you for the kiss. Let's take you bye-bye, okay? You want to go bye-bye, huh? Yeah. You want to go outside? Yeah? You want to go outside? Here you go, baby. Here you go. I'll be back in a second, all right? You're probably going to let me know. I'm coming. I'm coming. Let's see. I don't think you're going to let us read the Antakanara. We're reading first. You should do caviar testing stream. Just an idea. Yes. Yes, I'll start testing caviar. Yes. I'll be sophisticated. Yes. Oh, yes, this tastes like ass. Why do people pay money for this, I'll say. And then I'll never have sponsors. Oh, cool. There's a connection. Oh, yeah. Melt love again. Cravat or scarf, brother. Nordic man with perm. Flipping tarot cards and talking to a parrot. These are not tarot. They're not tarot cards. They're sacred geometry, okay? Alright. Starting down at fish bait first then, yes. This is gross. Why would somebody eat this? You're not supposed to eat it, the internet says. That's for the fish. It's like, yes. Why am I getting goosebumps? My freaking brain is actually imagining me eating fish bait. Stop. Oh, stop doing that, brain. The Antakanara. You ready for this? The Antakanara is an ancient healing and meditation symbol used for thousands of years in Tibet and China. It is part of the spiritual anatomy that connects the physical brain and the higher self. It is a bridge of light that aids in your connection to higher dimensions. It is said that the Antakanara has its own consciousness, and that merely being in its presence will raise a person's vibration and assist in healing and personal evolution. Jesus loves you too, duty dude. Thank you, bro, for your love as well. Oh, I have had my fair range of fish eggs. You should become shoe nice smelt, where you eat shit you're not supposed to. No, bro, should be reading Shakespeare in the park. Maybe I will. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I should read some Shakespeare in the park today. Yes, like unironically, I'm taking that as like a hit. I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I'll just sit with Shakespeare and be like, come and join me. Come, strangers, come, sit and let's read Shakespeare. How fitting the card is for today's conversation, right? Oh yeah, just merely being in its presence will raise a person's vibration and assist in healing and personal evolution. And here it goes, Tomo. Here's the real synchronicity that's coming now. Connecting with your higher self will offer insights into virtually any question or inquiry that you may have. The Antakanara may be seen as a direct link between your thoughts and your intuitive nature. It is the result of the interaction between matter and consciousness. Meditate with this shape, relax deeply and give attention to your breath. Sit quietly and open to intuition and insight. Let this time act to strengthen the connection between thought and intuition. Realize the capacity for growth and healing that you already possess. The answer to your inquiry will come through your ability to bridge the material world and enter the realm of spirit. You may wish to make a copy of this shape and place it on your altar, beside your computer, or in your healing space. Whenever you notice it, acknowledge your connection to higher self and the wisdom that is always available through that communication. What a card. I haven't pulled this one in a long time. First time since working with this deck again that it's come up. And I'm happy that it did. Bro is 100% third eye seeking. You don't have to seek. You only have to look. There is a vast difference between understanding the answer to the question and being able to act on said answer. Trust me, I know this experience. I trust you, Tomo Karm, as I trust myself to know this experience as well. There is no out. There is only through. There is no run away. There is only run towards. There is no escape. There is only embrace. And it can be pretty devastating, I think is a good word. Pretty devastating to imagine it like that, right? Because it makes us feel like we might be stuck, right? I got him peanuts. Hey, baby. Hey, you went out? Come on. There you go. Are you a good bird? Are you a sweetie bird? You a sweetie bird? Let's get you one of these, okay? Oh, you ain't got none. You ain't got none left. There's no rolls. There's no roll. Oh, found one. I found one. I found one. I'll get you one, okay? It's gonna be all for you. No, step up. Good girl. This is nothing. There's nothing in here yet. See, there's nothing in here. That's actually a very good question, especially if you've never eaten at the place before. Talking about restaurants? Talking about yogurt? Did you just say yogurt? Unprompted, Dan. Unprompted, he said yogurt. Now you've done it, Art. Why did you have to say yogurt? He said yogurt, Zoe. Did they not know that is Dan's activation phrase? Do a spin. Come on, do a spin. You can. I believe in you. Do a spin. Yeah. Wow, Zoe. Wow, good girl. Wow. You happy? Happy? Oh yeah, so happy. Yeah. Well, you're in luck. Swagger Products and Services offers the highest cultures with hip-hop twists that will leave your gut biome ready to tap for hours. Ready to rap for hours. I was wondering what the tap was about. Say I live in New York City. Wait. You are. I'll give you this. This is all yours. Oh, you hear that? That's like so much stuff in here, little duty. Don't you fucking bite at me, you little creature. Give me a kiss. Good girl. Say hi. And then say bye. All right. You happy? You happy? You happy? Yeah. Okay. Say bye-bye to them. Say bye. Bye. Good girl. I'm gonna get you out. Okay. I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you this thing. Wow. His vegetable bowl is cleared. We like to see that. And I'll give him some pellets too. Some cold pressed veggie pellets. Yeah. Get him, Zoe. Get him. Good girl. Get him. Get that. He's still working his little peanut holder. Sweet. Bobbert. Nordic Dr. Doolittle. Bro looks like he eats sultans one at a time. Yes. Good. Wonderful. Sup, my nuggets. Mr. Bompopa Pickles. Welcome back. Welcome back, friend. We've pulled a card. I have 12 minutes left before I'm gonna be vamanosing, making like and peacing out. But before I do so, I think I'll play some kalimba. Oh yeah, I think that could be fun. What's the topic for today? Today's topic was about stabilizing ourselves emotionally. Right, realizing that a lot of our destabilizing forces are our society, right? Our society is literally destabilizing us. However, by reminding ourselves that it's kind of simple, that it's as easy as breathing, it's as easy as stepping towards our emotional bodies. Yeah, stepping towards the rage, right? Understanding why it is you're raging, right? Instead of just letting the rage overtake you, be like, why am I raging? What is it about me that wants to rage? Right? And then growing with that perspective, being like, yeah, you know what? Maybe I don't want to rage. Maybe when I rage, it causes harm. right? Something like that. We talked about like flexing. Weirdly enough, of all things, like flexing your big muscle groups when you're in a state of rage, for example, can help you rebalance yourself as well. And is there another one? Yeah, again, looking, right? When you find yourself enraged, become very curious. Be like, wow, I'm capable of all of this rage. Why? Why am I so enraged? Right? What led me to this level of rage? How can I ensure that the world as I experience it is less enraging? And so on and so forth. It's about creating good vibrations. Oh, yeah. I rage because people refuse to think for themselves most of the time. There you go. There you go, right? That's a good reason to feel enraged sometimes. So much. And yet here I am. Art Vandelay. Here I am, oh. Do you see me being stopped? Do you see me limited? No. Just more powerful still. And that my actions do not create more enlargement. Yeah, escalating, right? The escalating. I can be pretty escalated myself. All right. Where I'm like, okay, we're losing our minds. Okay, well, let's lose. Let's lose all the mind. But no. You're not gone. You're just being put in timeout. All right. Give you some time to think. Maybe the way I'm engaging is not helpful. All right. And then you can like grow. Yes, art's growing. I can see the growth happening as we speak. While we grow, I'm gonna play some. Yeah. Thank you, Darren. Agreed. Wow, bro got the obnoxious. Bro got so obnoxious he got the melt boot. That thing gathers dust between you. Yeah, I don't like doing it, and I don't want to do it permanently. I only give him like a 5 minutes, right? So like just cleaning the boots back off again. Love to use Sam. Sam, what's up, Nugget? This microphone is messing with me. Maybe I should do it like this. But it's gonna vibrate against the body, I'm pretty sure. Seems like you got your key fixed. This is the one that wasn't ringing out. I don't know, TBH, Darren. I really wish I knew. I wish. Part of me wishes. But I don't think there's any answer definitively about what was going on. I thought that my microphone being put here was the problem. But I'm not sure that it is. See this? It still feels like it's ringing out quicker, right? So just putting my microphone there makes my tine ring out sooner. It's like it absorbs the frequencies of that specific note. So I stopped placing it there, and I started placing it elsewhere. But it still vibrates against the body sometimes. And now I'm like tripping out because Jo said she needs some nice music for painting, and I'm not making music, am I? Are you playing with baby toys? Yeah. Little baby toys. Just little baby toys. What do you play with? Michael Parlett. You play with big boy instruments. You know, let me know what big boy instrument you use, Drew. Mr. Bumpy Pickle, you shouldn't be drinking beer, bro. This is just my 2 cents. Stop, please. Save yourself. Save your money. Realistically, all right. That's a good place to start. Checks out. I want to open this thing actually. Nope, not that one. I kind of want to see. I think this one will give me more. It's time. I really enjoy the way that this visualizes. Makes a lot more sense of. I wonder if this is gonna be a easier way to show more. You can kind of see it from there, right? This thing's input is my voice and the microphone, essentially. So this is what my voice frequencies looks like in comparison to the actual instrument frequencies. Sounds good, looks good, tastes good. Bojo, thank you for enjoying this meal with us. Eating some frequencies. This thing is called a kalimba. Seven thamundam, I guess. It's kalimba, it's called. Doesn't have an input, just my fingers. Looking like a crisp rat. Didn't take you long. What program is that? Sound Analyzer Basic. You can analyze sounds that are basic with this thing. It is pretty fun to notice the way that your voice sounds. I got a kalimba, but still learning how to play it. Awesome. Yeah, you don't really need this to play the kalimba, but I was curious to see if I would clearly be able to see my differentiating notes and ding 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 ding. Isn't that neat? There's your full scale. I play kalimba with a guitar tuner to help me learn the notes. That's pretty cool. The best live stream I've seen on. Seriously, thank you, Savin. That's nice of you, bro. I don't know if I can take that compliment, but I don't. I've seen the other stuff on YouTube, which I'm like, you know what? Maybe it could be true for this person. Ariana Grande's voice probably wouldn't even register on that thing with her high notes. Be surprised. Bless again. Thanks, friends. I feel nice and ready to go finish the kids' bedroom, bathroom, mud, paint, floor, toilet, sink is going to be a busy one. Darren, you're awesome for being able to do all of that stuff yourself. An inspiration. Thank you for taking care of what needs to be done, for making a space for your little ones. Going to get a hand pan soon, I think. Tropic of Neptune. Oh, it's Tropic of Neptune. You've been here before. Hey, friend. I suddenly just read your full name and it like stimulated my neurons. Yes, neuron activation. That echoing effect is so unique. Echoing? It does ring out, but it doesn't really echo. Yeah, brother, the musical live stream was nice. Oh, Kiefer, sending you so much love, dear friend. Thank you for joining us. It was nice having you here too. This is me. You remember now? I do. It's been a while. It has been a while. Welcome back, friend. Your presence is appreciated. Thank you for finding some time in your day, in your Saturday, to join us again. I have to go. I thank you, friends, for joining me today. I appreciate you sharing in the space. I'll see you again real soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. So much love to you. Peace. Ta-ta.